Alright, what's poppin', guys? Jules here, and we're back again once again for another video. In today's video, we got the birds in the background, and that is because we're throwing on another mod. We are throwing on something that's going to help us monitor our values, different values on the car, because as you guys may know, we've been kind of touching performance on the BRZ. If you guys haven't guessed, it's a gauge, but it's not any ordinary gauge. It is Gerald Just Projects, GJP's IPS gauge. The reason why we went with his gauge is because the multitude of values you can monitor with it, as well as the kind of OEM feel, the OEM style you get. Here it is, it's 3D printed and it's nothing too crazy. It's a pretty simple gauge. However, it does retain that kind of OEM style look. You guys already know I'm a supporter of homies in the community, so I want to give a shout out to Gerald for making such quality, high quality products. Of course, check him out in the description down below. I'll link his website. This way you guys can take a look at his catalog and take a look at his quality parts. This gauge is fully customizable and it plugs right into the OBD2 port. If you want to plug something else in the OBD2 port, then you could get a splitter, of course. If you guys pick it up on Gerald's website, you'll also get the most updated firmware as well as the cable. However, if you pick it up used, you might get the V1 version cable. You could just shoot an email out to Gerald and he could give you a hand. But without any further ado, I do want to jump into the install because it is super simple, super easy when it comes to throwing this in your car, and it's a no-brainer to pick up this gauge. Alright guys, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take off this panel here. You honestly don't even need a pry tool for this. You can just put your finger under here and there's going to be a little kind of groove. And then from here, we're going to take off this screw here and that's going to detach this panel. Alright, from here we can just take off this panel. There we are. Scratch anything. Boom. And then our vent is held in by one screw here. Boom. And just like that, it's out. All right, so here comes the fun part. We have a few clips to kind of undo here. I have a small flathead. Our first one's gonna be right here. Let's just pry up on it easy because it is plastic. We don't want to break. Our good stuff here. There we go. You heard a little click and now there's a little space between there. We're gonna come around, find this other one. Other one is down there. Last one is down there. You could see it. They all look alike. And then from here, we have a small screw that's holding our fins in. All right, we're gonna go ahead and feed our wiring through, throw it in through the bottom. The top of the gauge is gonna be facing up here. You're gonna line it up there. So feed the wiring through the bottom here like that. All plugged in. We're gonna go ahead and line that up there. Do a little cleaning here. Okay, so we're gonna feed the wiring through there. There we go. Lift her up, and then she goes right through. Line those clips up. Boom. Just like that. Put in this screw. So at this point, you kind of tidy up your wiring. I already plugged in the OBD2 cable right there. And we'll go ahead and make sure we're all lined up. Definitely don't want to be breaking stuff. Vent fins here. I'm gonna miss this thing, man. I'm gonna miss it, dude. I love doing this. Love doing that with the fins, seeing the fins going whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, anyways. You don't want that little piece breaking, so I would definitely, yeah, I would bell wrap this, put it in like a box or something so it doesn't break. But for now, that's what we got. All right, so I'm gonna do a quick little run through for you guys, see what we got. So we have miles per hour, AFR, water temp, oil temp, water and oil temp, boost, what is that? It's acceleration. Whoa. Ooh. Then we have settings. So we're gonna go ahead and go into the main settings here, and then we'll be able to see temp units, pressure units, PSI, cool, ratio, distance, segmented needle. Ooh, do I want that? I don't know. Maybe not. Gauge colors. Can we make it red? Yes. Next. I was gonna put it on half, but I kind of like it at full for now, just because this gauge isn't too bright as it is. Peak, yep. Max boost, 22 PSI. Interesting. We'll mess with that later. Min boost, OEM, okay. Reset settings, new. Temping, okay. And then we'll save it. Hold it, there we go. And then it says press and hold both buttons to save settings. Saved. Dude, the red looks sick. Yeah, I'm in love with this gauge. I'm not gonna lie, dude. This is, yo, yeah. Oh my God, that looks crazy. I love this. And you guys could mess with what's displayed in your pages here. So it's kind of bright. Let me see if we could. We have AFR, we have water temp. If you want to go through the menus on these, you have to hold the buttons. It's not pressing. Throttle, intake air temp, battery volt. I mean, you guys could see all the options. There's also all the options on Gerald's site, which of course I'll link down below for you guys, but you really see all of the options you could basically put on your presets for this. So that's very cool, very cool. The red is just, yo, hold on. Look at that. So quick side note, I don't know if you guys saw there, but we are on version 2.0. There is a new version of 3.0. Might be newer if you guys are seeing this video in the future. So make sure you check Gerald's website to see what the latest firmware is. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start it up for you guys. Sorry about that. We're still kind of tuning. So the car needs to be on, obviously, to get accurate readings, but there she is. So to flash the newest software on your gauge, what you're gonna do is before you plug it into your computer, you're gonna want to hold one of the buttons for maybe 3 seconds or so, and then plug in the USB to your computer. And then on the gauge, it'll say something like this: firmware update, hardware version V3, that's what we're updating to. We will select firmware. Let's do V3. Should be able to just do flash software, right? Searching for device, found, perfect. Nice, done. She's working good. There you have it, Gerald's IPS gauge installed on our BRZ. Once again, highly recommend using this gauge on your BRZ86, even if you're not throwing your car on the track. If you're driving it aggressively at all, it's just another thing to monitor. You have more data to look at, and it's just an overall good, same thing goes back to the oil pressure gauge. It's just data for you to see. We're not rolling in a GTR, so we don't get all the readings given to us. So stuff like this helps us kind of maintain the car. Other than that though, I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give me a like down below. It really does go on me. And while you're down there, consider subscribing. That shows me you guys like what I'm doing here and I could do more. But other than that, as per usual, I do want to give a shout out to Gerald Just Projects for making dope products for the 86 BRZ community, as well as Hachi Electronics, the Supreme BRZ Man, 86 Master of Electronics. Use code Jules10 for that 10% off. Go check them out, description down below. And while you're down there, of course, you can find me, Jules, in the description down below on the socials, all that cool stuff. I hope you guys learned something in today's video. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!